question. You forgot the question. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On behalf of the FCAT Institute, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight to the Ramadan show. We're coming to you live from Masjid Isa, and today we're very fortunate to have our good brother Zakaria here with us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Today we have a little segment from Brother Baajour, and he's going to be speaking about just the level of faith that the companions had.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected beloved brothers and sisters, I just wanted to share an ayah with you that really touched my heart. It's in Surah At-Tawbah, ayah number 92, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا عَلَى الَّذِينَ إِذَا مَا أَتَوْكَ لِتَحْمِلَهُمْ قُلْتَ لَا أَجِدُ مَا أَحْمِلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ تَوَلَّوْا وَأَعْيُنُهُمْ تَفِيضُ مِنَ الدَّمْعِ حزنا ألا يجدوا ما ينفقون. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I want to just go to the second part, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they left with their eyes flowing with tears, sad because they do not have the means to spend. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, he did not say that they were crying. He said that their eyes were flowing of tears because they did not have the means to spend. So my brothers and sisters, this is the way they acted when they missed an act of worship. Can you imagine what would they do if they have committed a sin? Allahu Akbar. And it made me wonder, and made me ask myself and ask you, when was the last time we cried because we missed Fajr, for example? When was the last time we cried because we missed Taraweeh? Or we missed an opportunity to help an orphan or a widow or to support a masjid? When was the last time we cried because we missed a halaqah in the masjid? Allahu Akbar. My brothers and sisters, this month of Ramadan is a great opportunity for me and you to strengthen our iman in Allah Azza wa Jal, to strengthen our connection with the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. And by that, we hope that we will be elevated and understand the greatest opportunity that Allah has given us by keeping us alive to witness this month of Ramadan, and take advantage of every moment to come close to Him, to understand His deen, to start loving these ibadat that we will be performing for 30 days, and begging Allah to keep us performing them after this month. Subhanallah. To reach the level to cry because you missed a ta'ah, to miss an act of worship, is an extremely high level. May Allah make me and you from the people who listen and apply. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in iman in this month. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring us closer to Him in this month and till the day we meet Him, inshaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and bless you and bless your family and fill your homes with love and mercy. جزاكم الله خير وبارك الله فيكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Wow, subhanAllah, that was really profound. Just this idea that the companions had this opportunity to do good, and the fact that they weren't able to do it, that saddened them and that led them to cry. just makes you, it just amazes you. It makes you think about yourself. When was the last time we cried when we didn't have opportunity to do good? And it also reminds me of a time during the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when him and his companions, they used to go out before Ramadan, and they used to look up in the sky looking for the moon. And once the moon would be spotted, it's narrated that you would hear shouts of joy, that people would be so excited. They were just shouting with joy for this month. And when somebody thinks about it, it's uncanny that who would look forward to fasting for long hours out of the day, losing out on sleep. But they had a different mindset. They looked forward to this month because they knew the opportunities that this month had, all the opportunities for good and for forgiveness and for mercy. What do you think about it, Brother Zakaria?
I mean, one thing that comes to my mind because of the ayah that Brother Baajour mentioned is that this ayah was actually revealed about Sahaba who came to the Prophet ﷺ. They wanted to go out to fight in the battles that the Prophet ﷺ and the companions went out to fight. Now you have to understand that these battles, these are situations where you could lose your life. You could lose everything in these battles. And these Sahaba, they're crying because they're not able to go out to fight. Right, they're not able to go out and partake in these battles with the Prophet ﷺ. So they're not crying over not being able to read the Quran, not being able to do other acts of worship, but they're crying over something that could lead to them losing their lives. And just think about, when it comes to fasting, a lot of people, when they look at fasting, when they look at Ramadan, they look at it as something negative, like, oh my God, I'm gonna be hungry. I'm going to lose sleep. And you do lose sleep and you do get hungry. You do lose sleep and you do get hungry. But the thing is that once you realize the value of the fasting, right? Once you realize that you're always winning and you're always gaining, then this, it motivates you to, go the extra mile, to push yourself to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even more. This reminds me, I remember that there's a friend that I have, and he cleans the masjid. And one day I found him, he was kind of upset. So I asked him what's wrong, and he didn't want to tell me, but I got it out of him. And he started crying, and I asked him, why are you crying? And he said that I'm crying because, I fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I want to do a good job, right? I want to do a good job. I want to, do this cleaning of this masjid. I want to do it well. I want to do it in a way that is going to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like another example I can think of, is that I know this kid, he wanted to make i'tikaf at the masjid, and his parents, they stopped him from making i'tikaf at the masjid. And I mean, the reason why he wanted to make i'tikaf, it was a good environment. He and his friends, they would speak about Quran, speak about Islam. But his parents told him, no, you have school. I don't know what the case was. I don't remember, right? But for one reason or another, his parents told him, no, you can't do i'tikaf. And he started crying. He's like, and he got really upset. So sometimes you have this, right? There are people that, when they miss out on the opportunity to do acts of worship, they get really emotional about it. And, this is one of the signs that a person loves that act of worship. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real love, man. When you don't get it, you're upset and you miss out on it. It reminds me of something that you actually taught me, that in Islam we learned that when there's an opportunity to, when you really want to do something, but the only reason you can't do that act of worship is because the means aren't there, or the circumstances don't make it allowable for you to do that, you still get the reward for it, right? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, just to jump off that idea that you just reminded me of, there was one of the battles that the Prophet ﷺ, he and the companions, they were coming back from, the battle of Tabuk. And the Prophet ﷺ, he says to the Sahaba, he says that there are people in Medina that they didn't come with us on this battle, right? They didn't come with us on this expedition, but they're with you. The Prophet ﷺ said that they are with you. You don't go through any value except that they're with you. You don't walk in any path except that they're with you. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said something amazing, that حَبَسَهُمُ الْعُذْرُ, that their excuse prevented them from coming. And the Prophet ﷺ, he even says that they share with you in the reward. So just think about that sometimes you're not able to do something, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even that, He will not let that opportunity that you could have gotten but you didn't have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not make that go to waste. I mean, just think about the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah, man, subhanAllah, that's beautiful, man. The mercy, the justice, the fairness, because oftentimes people get upset, like, I wish, what if, but really it's from Allah's mercy and His justice that, He rewards and He measures accordingly. Hey, Zach, I have a few quick questions for you. You don't mind, right?
Sure.
Cool. So my first question for you is that, in the month of Ramadan, a lot of times when we're fasting, after we make wudu or after we brush our teeth, I can still feel the coolness in my mouth during my salah. Like I still feel like that after like taste of the toothpaste during salah. Can I swallow my saliva when I have like that taste or feel that?
Okay, this is a very good this is a very good question. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So when it comes to issues like this, if you have brushed your teeth, you've gotten out all of the food from your mouth. When you brush your teeth, it's gonna leave a freshness in your mouth. Whether whether you brush your teeth with a conventional toothbrush or you use a miswak. During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the companions would use miswaks while they're fasting. The Prophet ﷺ would use the miswak all the time. And anytime you use the miswak or brush your teeth with a regular toothbrush, it's gonna leave a freshness in your mouth. So if you have brushed your teeth, you've removed all of the the particles from your mouth, the food particles, and it leaves a freshness in your mouth. The thing is that this is going to be a huge difficulty upon you to get rid of that, because you can't really get rid of it, right? You just have to kind of just wait it out, and the freshness just goes away, the miswak taste goes away. So as long as it's not something that is external from your saliva, right? Whether that be like a food particle or a bit of drink that left in your mouth, which is highly unlikely, unless that goes into your throat and goes down into your body. Only then would it break your fast, but that's something that's highly unlikely, especially after you've brushed your teeth. And remember, guys, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants ease for you. And Allah Azza wa Jal says, مَا جَعْلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not placed any difficulty in the deen for you. So if this were the case that you had to stay away from this would be a huge difficulty on all of us, because anytime you brush your teeth, or even if you drink something, you drink coffee before the time of Fajr comes, the coffee taste stays in your mouth. Sometimes you wake up and your mouth has like a dingy taste. You can't get rid of that. So I mean, if it's something you can't get rid of and you've done all of the means, then you'll be fine, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan. I have one more question for you, and just for everyone watching, if you guys have any questions, please do leave it in the comments. We'd be more than happy to address any questions that you have about anything related to Ramadan. We'd be more than happy to help you with that. So, Brother Zakaria, I got a question coming in that says, I work as a security guard during Salatul Taraweeh, and am I allowed to come in and out of the prayer to the Jama'ah? Sometimes I get 4, sometimes I get 6. Is that okay?
Okay, so before we understand the answer to this question, we must understand that the general rule when it comes to prayers besides the 5 daily prayers is that they're all recommended, right? You don't have to do them in the first place. I mean, it's recommended to do so. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do them, but in a case if somebody misses those prayers, they don't have to make them up. They don't have to, there's no expiation for them. So that being said, when it comes to Salatul Taraweeh, this is one of those recommended prayers that you're not going to be held accountable if you miss. So if you're a security guard and a security guard needs to hold their posts, right? Sometimes a security guard is not able to pray the whole Taraweeh, right? Something might happen in the masjid, right? Some guy might come in the masjid, do something crazy, something bad might happen, some person might need some help. So they need to do their job, they need to be at their post. So if they have the opportunity to pray, to pray a couple of rak'at, to whether it's 4, whether it's 6, as the person mentioned in the question, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ, that fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as you can. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he also says, مَا أَمَرْتُكُمْ بِهِ فَأْتُوا مِنْهُ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ, that whatever I commanded you with, then do it as much as you can. And this is for things that you must do. Taraweeh is not something that you must do, but it's something that you should do. It's recommended. So if a person catches 1 rak'ah, if a person catches 2 rak'ah, rak'atayn, if somebody catches 4 or 6, or they just get to pray witr, then this is all good, inshallah ta'ala.
Jazakallah khairan.
So the Prophet ﷺ, there's a hadith where he tells us that if somebody reaches the night and they fear that the Fajr time will come in, let them, let that person pray Salatul Witr with 1 rak'ah. So if somebody wants to pray, if somebody wants to pray Salatul Witr, which is the end of the night prayer, if somebody wants to pray Salatul Witr just as 1 rak'ah, then that's sufficient for them. And the Prophet ﷺ, he even tells us in authentic hadith, he says, Ya Ahl al-Quran, O people of the Quran, awtiru. Right? The Prophet ﷺ says, O people of the Quran, awtiru, make the Salatul Witr. And the Prophet ﷺ tells us, he also tells us, Inna Allaha witrun yuhibbul witr, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one, He's odd, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loves that which is odd. So, this is something that we should be encouraged to do. So if you can only make 1 rak'ah of Salatul Witr, then that's sufficient, inshallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
Barakallahu feek. Before we end our session here today, I just have a little information about the upcoming course that the FCAT Institute is offering. The upcoming course is entitled Family Matters, Fiqh of Family, and it's taught by Brother Zakaria. And it's going to be going over everything from finding a spouse, from starting a marital relationship, from when kids are involved in the picture. And this class is a class that everyone can benefit from, whether you're someone who just got married, whether you're someone who's looking to get married, whether you're someone who has a few kids already, and whether you're a child yourself and you would just like to learn more about fiqh rulings and what's permissible, what's not permissible when it comes to family. And family is really important, right? Family is really important. Family is something that, us as Muslims, we put a lot of emphasis on. And family is something that you interact with on a daily basis. So it's incumbent upon us to take our time out and to learn what Islam has to say about family. And not only do we offer these Islamic studies courses, but we also offer Arabic courses. And whether you're someone who doesn't know a single letter of Arabic and you would like to learn some Arabic, whether you're someone who knows how to read Arabic but would like to understand what you're reading in the Quran, or whether you're someone who has some familiarity with Arabic and you may speak it colloquially but you would like to have a better understanding of what the Quranic Arabic is about, then this course is tailored for you. We have many courses tailored for different levels of Arabic, and we hope to see you there. Courses will be starting on July 1st. We will be offering breakfast. So come join us. The first course is free. The first day is free. Have a nice meal with us. Check out how the courses are like. And we hope to see you then. And we also hope to see you this upcoming Tuesday at 7 p.m. for the next edition of the Ramadan show. Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.